Good morning, everyone. This girl is 20 years old. Say hi, Sylvie. Okay, she's not interested. I'm going to put her back. There she was. I hope everyone's happy. Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday. I'm doing this whole thing as I often do. I got these on. They're midnight blue. They look like they're black. They're not. At midnight, after 12 p.m., this is the color blue. That's appropriate for some reason. What is this? Okay, that looks better. That looks so much better. Good morning, everyone. What do I have a glow? Do I have a glow? It's a weird. It looks like there's Vaseline on the lens. That's a little better, I guess. I will say this. Let me start off by saying this is very important. Go watch the latest AEW with the Beast Mortos. It is it's a discourse. You know, that's the best way to put it. It's a real discourse about what it means to be human and what it means not to be human. Go like it, go watch it, go comment, go share it. I'm sure he was, very insecure, very vulnerable, I should say, in terms of putting himself out there, in terms of getting himself out there. Let him know he's supported and that he's loved. And yeah, that's it. They just put up a bunch. It's been up for like 2 hours, and then they put up a video and a bunch of shorts. Don't let it get buried in the timeline. I don't know why this is an issue. This is a beast bearing his soul, and it should be supported and it should be promoted as an example of not only who we are, but who we can become. And he's got a nice shirt too. Just oddly similar to me. I don't know if he was mocking me or not. I also want to say I have one of these. Only one. They gave me one. Gee, thanks, guys. Sure, it was a lot for you to part with this. Here it is. This is the basic one. I don't even have the hologram or the autograph, whatever shit. Of me wearing the shirt. No. I will say, obviously the back is insulting. We've been through that already. But could also picked a better picture. There are many professionally taken by the AEW photographers where I am posed, even on set, even in this outfit during the show, to pose. They're nice. This is sort of like something that your aunt who's just figuring out Facebook would make their profile picture. Just any old photo they had, just to put something there. That's what that looks like. You can't even, there's an air of disdain in my face. And then the back, they use the same picture, which is just it's really hard to take at this point. Let's talk to people. Spot Center said, Lou Gramm, lead singer of the band Foreigner, had a solo album and a hit song, Midnight Blue. The more you know, I did not know that at all. Foreigner, of course, was really good at singing songs about temperature. They did Cold as Ice and Hot Blooded, which I think is really impressive. Shanti Occulties, Mikey said good morning. Julia, Avery, Christine said good morning. All Vanessa said good day, friends. This week we're linguistically traveling northwest of Latvia. Oof. As such, wishing RJ a happy Sunday to all those convening to watch RJ in his Nerfart to Icelandic, which it sounds Icelandic. If I said Nerfart, here we go. Those are the people in Iceland. Only they speak that weirdly. So thank you for that. Chronic said, hello all, new chairs. What? I've never had a chair on this show. Christine said, woo, Icelandic, those are my people. James said good morning, chat. Mike said good morning. Matt Sanity said good morning. James. Prisma said good morning. I hope your week's been fruitful. Mia said good morning. Christine said hi to Mia. So Sierra said good morning. Sabrina said good morning. I'm drinking tea out of your mug. Question, do you still have the B. Arthur mug I sent you? I'm sure I do somewhere. I'm not going to go dig it up. Right now, I've got the Women of the View. But the View season 23. I think only Joy and Whoopi are left. And that's fine by me. Human Adventure said, good morning. You do have a nice glow. Thank you. so far behind already. What happened? Uh, ah, ah. Avery said, congrats on beating Trombone Champ. I did it. I did it this week. If you don't believe me, go back and watch the things unlock and the baboons, and it's a whole thing. You didn't think I was going to do it, but I did it. Do you have any games on your up next list? Or are you taking a break for now? I have a Sega retro game pack. It's got like 50 games in one thing. And I'm going to go through that. Not really goal oriented. I will say in October, there's a Rocky Horror Picture Show, like 8-bit platformer game coming out, which excites me. I may look into that. There's quite a few other games like Streets of Rage. I need to beat that mode, that training, the survival mode, whatever it is. I like those games that I just can't beat. And then I do, and it's released, and it leaves my system. So hang in there. I will do that. Leo said, why do you wear Sopranos clothes? I guess Leo doesn't wear clothes. Josh said, RJ, that has a nice soap opera lens going on. My wife? She's alive? Yes, it does. Susan said, you're serving RuPaul Drag Race Season 1 Vaseline. I'd like to stop serving. I don't want to serve anymore. Neil said, the Beast had a very beautiful grunt growl, I'll say. Leo said, when are the Jazzwares action figures coming? I don't know, but it's not for lack of trying. People do ask for them. I don't think the Jazzwares people like me. Chronic said the shiny card was $35 American on eBay last I looked. Does anyone know how many different versions of this are out there and what they are going for on eBay? And if it's like a good rate? I'm not making money from eBay purchases. I just want to know what my market is. Nell said, I have a card, but not the fancy one. Susan said, why did they make a card but you're not smiling? I'm not even doing anything. Mia said, wait, there's an autograph one? There has to be. I signed 6,000 autographs for them to put on these things. Poorly, mind you. Human Adventure said, do you have any input on what was said on the back of the card? No. Poe Girl said, the photo looks nice. Have you ever taken a bad photo? Yes. Prisma said, Upper Deck took the ant gimmick seriously. Amy said, will you be in Pittsburgh for 5 years of Collision? No, I won't. I'll be in Pittsburgh for 5 years of Dynamite. You've got your shows backwards. Nell said, maybe they chose it because of the air of disdain. It's not even then I have better versions. So it was very bizarre. I want to talk to these people. Mikey said, for Hey, did he know what subtitles would be ahead of time, or did you interpret his part after? We've got a team of people, linguistic help and sort of zoologists, Jane Goodall types, that sort of bridge the gap. And it might not be verbatim. I don't think the growling works like that, but it's certainly in the spirit of what he said. Mia said, rest in peace, John Black from Days of Our Lives. Okay. Megan will say, who's your favorite TV bull? Bull Shannon. Night Court. Very straightforward. And I just watched him on Super Password. When I was in New York this past week for all the Grand Slam business, I really fell in love with Pluto TV. And I thought, why do I need anything else? They make it so easy to watch. It's all free. And the on-demand, I mean, you can watch Three's Company. You can watch The Twilight Zone. You can just leave it on. It's all marathon. And I watched so much Card Sharks, which I love Match Game. I love everyone on Match Game. But Card Sharks might be my favorite game show ever. There's something about, first of all, the song, the number one game show song ever, 100%. The set, I like carpeting. Anytime we can have carpeting on a game show set, fantastic. The late 90s with that black shiny floor face, and I hated it. So cold. Novelty-sized things. 2 decks of giant cards. Amazing. Can't do better than that. Well-hosted, good system, good guests. They get them to talk through their answers. So it'll be like, we surveyed 100 men. What would they like? How many said they don't want their wives to make them breakfast? And then so the first contestant has to pick a number. I'll say, 40%. Men love their breakfast. And then the next contestant has to say, is the actual answer higher or lower than that? Good system. And then if you win control of the board, if you're indeed correct, you get to pick your cards, and I guess you have to go do 6 cards, and they turn over the first card, and then you have to guess if the next card is going to be higher or lower than that. So there's odds involved. There's stakes, and it'll be like higher than a 6, a queen, and they have this woman who like flips over the cards like that, and then this little marker that goes along. It's tremendous. That's all I'm going to say. Nell said, according to Prince Nana, it's National Coffee Day. Have a good one all. I just want to point out my decorum in having my own coffee for years and not forcing anyone to take a picture with it from AEW. Mia said the blue chairs on AEW. Mia, we're in different buildings every week. We happened to have those chairs. We will not have them again. Nell said, is Christine here? Rare Beast said, I'm a trombone champ star. I guess I'm going to retire from it. There's nothing else to do. Amanda said, hello, good morning, sir. Hello, friends. Nell said, it didn't feel right for a second. Mass Sanity said, Mortos doesn't like Tito Santana. Why would he, Mass Sanity? Are you not amused, said Leo, by Joe Hangtree's act? You seemed disapproving last time someone mentioned him. I got it. Prisma said, what did you do to Jazzwares that they don't like you? I'd love to know. Would love to know. Amanda said, I got 8 regular cards and 1 shiny. Josh said, huge fan of John Black as a kid. Love Days of Our Lives. RJ would crush it on that show. Stefano DiMera needs a right-hand man. Soap operas are so beyond me. Sabrina said, how's Sylvia? I had her on the opening of the show. Everyone needs to go back to the opening of the show. I opened with her very briefly because she was not feeling it. She wanted to get down. She's good now. Leo said, which classic Ring of Honor figure should Jazzware make? I want Christian Cage and blue tights from these Danielson matches. Samoa Joe also. Wonderful question. I want a Larry Sweeney. That's like immediately. I would love, have they done a Kings of Wrestling? I would like that. A Carrie Silken, I think, would be fantastic. I want Bobby Dempsey and Larry Sweeney. I'm trying to think who else. Who's really like, oh, I want a toy of that. Samoa Joe, obviously. Nigel, there's already been plenty. Larry Sweeney's at the top of my list. Well, what are we doing here? Bill said, had a great time at the show in Queens. Well, it's good. Someone did. Me said, when did the cult start? I'm happy to be here for almost 2 years. I don't fucking know. It's not my cult. Nails said, the subtitles really hurry the gift process for me. I'm grateful for that. Nails does a lot of gift making for Hay. So most of the gifts you see are because of her. And she spreads them into the universe. It's her seed. Chronic Snake said, that guy Bull was the first villain on the Highlander TV show. He's also in, you're talking about Richard Mole, who played Bull Shannon on Night Court. He's also in, does anyone remember this? I guess it was a movie. I never remember it in theaters. I think it was something I rented at Blockbuster. So it could also have just been like a TV movie. But there was a modern take on Jack and the Beanstalk. Richard Mole is in it. Fred Savage is in it. And Margot Kidder is in it. And I think, what's his name? Oh, I see. It's Patrick Renna, who was Hamilton the Babe Porter in Sandlot. And who played, oh God, I gotta look this up. It's such a bad. Here we go. Jack and the Beanstalk is the name of it. 1994 video? No, not that one. Live action. It's got to be. I got to look at Margot. Beanstalk. The movie's just called Beanstalk. Okay. Stuart Pankin plays the giant. I thought it was Jim Belushi. It does not. Let me see what I can find about this. Oh, it's not even Fred Savage. The kid's name is J.D. Daniels. I never heard of him in my life. Richard Mole plays a guy named Richard Leach, which I find insulting. Stuart Pankin's great. Margot Kidder plays like a crazy doctor who knows everything, who's just there for expository dialogue. It's a weird movie. It's a gross movie. I don't know why. Oh, so this kid, let me look up this kid now. J.D. Daniels. Because I think he's been in other stuff. He was in The Mighty Ducks. That's where I know him from. Does anyone remember this movie? Or am I losing my fucking mind? Joe said, all I watch is Pluto. The more TV sitcoms has wings all the time. Not really sense, but Avery said, last summer, all I fucking watched was the first Ninja Turtles cartoon, a marathon on Pluto TV. Love that shit. Leo said, show the people the Sopranos picture. Leo just sends me pictures and then demands that I post them. Susan said, what about Hollywood Squares? What about it? It's good, but it's not Card Sharks. Here's the picture that Leo, I guess, of me with the Sopranos. He also posted, this is a picture of me, the hay set with the kid who does an impression of Hulk Hogan that he can't shake. And this is me and Adam Friedland, which is also never happened. When did I do the okay sign? That's, I think, offensive. Susan said, what about Hollywood Squares? Yeah, I don't know. What about it? There's a bunch of, it's not the same. First of all, I think that set is dangerous. If you look at the rear of the set, those poor celebrities, there's just like one bar behind them. They could have really, Toady Fields could have fallen and hurt herself. And then they're like trapped there. It feels like a little zoo-ish to me. Neil said, Coffee on Sundays cult is way pre-pandemic, maybe 2018. Membership from the cult is from 2020. So I guess 4 or 5 years old, coming up in, I think, February. I got to end this whole thing soon. Amy said, I have VIP tickets for apparently Dynamite, not Collision. My only hope is to meet you. Fingers crossed. Don't get your hopes up. Anyone who tries to meet me at the show, they rarely do. Leo said, which despised British public figure would you rather work on a 0-hour panel? Piers Morgan or James Corden? Piers Morgan. Easily. And I don't like either of them. Amanda said, I'm in Louisville. And Friday, and I've lost my place. Hold on. God. And Friday they canceled the music festival because of the hurricane. And yesterday I was walking through 5 inches of mud all day, and I will do it again today to see corn. Yeah, but like mud people are corn people. You know what I'm saying? I wrestled at Heavy TO or some metal fest, and it was like Marilyn Manson and Slipknot. I was like, okay. And I wrestled, but like these festivals have multiple stages. So at no time was I wrestling not to a band playing. And then no one can hear you. It was awful. Pogo said, does the Beast always wear that mask? Because he looks like he may be hotter without it. Well, I do want to say, the old Lucha Libre lore is that luchadors are secretly attractive people. And they're trying to hide how attractive they are. I don't know why. Maybe to be taken more seriously. So, I will say I've never seen the man not as a beast. Despite what he has also posted on Instagram. Neil said, you'd sell more coffee if you did a dance and forced people to take pictures. Just saying, I know, but I wouldn't feel good about myself. I would rather have less money and feel good about myself. I don't feel good about myself. Mia said, wow, thanks, Niels. I have no idea how I stumbled on the show, but I'm glad I'm here. Stephen Key said, my coffee maker just died. Maybe that's a sign. Rootlesscoffee.com. Neil said, we're glad you're here too. Me message, and he said they could get through so many more rounds of Card Sharks in 30 minutes if the contestants wouldn't elaborate. But I think they didn't want to give away so much money. The best is you realize Match Game is really bad at this. They don't fit the game to 30 minutes of TV. They just keep playing and playing, and then they'll pick up where they left off the next episode. It's quite alarming. Avery said, RJ is so real for wanting a Larry Sweeney. Damn. Nail said, we need you to do a moment of are we rolling at the start of the show? Because even when we click the notification instantly, you're at least a minute in. What the fuck do you want from me? Avery said, can we get some ladies of honor? Would you want a Mischief and a Sarah Del Rey and a Daisy Hayes? I'd take an Allison Danger. Leo said they should do an RJ figure from your 6-man dark match on Ring of Honor. Incorrect, Leo. It was not a 6-man dark match. It was a gauntlet, and I was defeated by Bobby Dempsey. Nail said, pour one out for Steven's coffee maker. Human Avenger said, had to quickly step away for a work thing, but was recommended Vampire Survivors, and it's amazing. Has that 8-bit look, Castlevania style. We love it, and only $5. I know. So it was quite addictive. Maybe I should play that a little too on the stream. Amanda said, I'm here waiting when it starts. I still miss the opening always. I have to go back every week and watch the first minute or two. Joe said, did you see there's a Kickstarter for Laurel and Hardy figures? I did, and I sent it to Nug. They look pretty cool. They do. Bill said, Richard Mull, I think, did vote on Batman. I believe it. Wembley just said, hey, RJ, hope you're doing well. Julia said, do you have any hobbies? This, pretty much. I like watching... What do we consider to be a hobby? I like watching walkthroughs of like haunted houses, like Halloween Horror Nights. No, I don't have hobbies other than the like shit I clearly already do, which everyone sees. I don't think there's anything like hidden. I do play video games. I like playing like easy to start video games. Like I don't have time. Sometimes I just want to shut off my ear for like 20, 30 minutes and I don't want to sit through loading or cutscenes. Sometimes like that Quarry video game, I was like, just guys, make this a fucking movie. The movie, you hit like a button 8 times. It's not a video game. Neil said, saw the whatever happened to Tony Storm shirt, hoping your comeback involves some babyface SVS. Well, so my understanding is that she's in Japan. I think it's everyone's understanding. And that she will be wrestling Miyu Iwatani very soon. By the way, that reminds me, because I reminded myself. Does anyone know when that is? First of all, number one, because I would like to watch that. Number one. Number two, you have until the end of today to get your Ask RJ questions in. For September, I fucked it up. It'll technically be October 1st. And fucking relax. Mia said, if it wasn't for you, Nails, and Christine, I would not survive here. Leo said, one of my favorite old photos of you is you leaning forward with a mean face like William Regal in lime green trunks and one of you smoldering in the gym holding a large weight plate. I was advised to take those pictures, Leo, to send them in to try to get hired. There was no, when I first tried to get hired, there was like no online registration. There wasn't like a form where everyone could put their shit. So you had to make an 8x10 and you had to put your resume on the back, which was very difficult. And then you also had to like submit a DVD with like one match and one promo. And then there was nowhere to send it, meaning you had to send it to like everyone who could possibly work in that department, like all the talent relations. And then like you had to send it to fucking FCW. And you're like, I don't know. I hope this finds somebody. Joseph said Hamilton Porter, aka the Great Hambino. I would love to see if I had to commission a drawing, it would be, or a series, it would be about Hamilton the Babe Porter becoming a wrestler in the 70s. 70s? When was the Sandlot? This is a good question. Group of young baseball players during the summer of 1962. So let's say he's a 5th grader. So how old are you in 5th grade? You're around 10 to 11 years old. So another 10 years. So it would be, let's say, 1972, 1975. I would watch the shit out of that. Lishi said, forever going for the nails, sharing wrestling-related gifts as spreading her seed now. Pogirl said, I saw Richard Mole as a husband in a horror movie years ago, I think. Possible. Let's find it. This is what, the internet is good for. He was in a bunch. Country Caveman. He played the abominable snowman in a movie called Caveman. Oh my God, that's the... One day we have to talk about this. There's a movie called Caveman starring Ringo Starr, Dennis Quaid, and Shelley Long. Evil Speak. Maybe that's... No, he played a priest in that. Liar's Moon. No, that wasn't a horror. Sword and the Sorcerer. Metal Storm. Dungeon Master. Night Train to Terror. That sounds like it. House. He played House. Comedy horror film. It could have been that. Pulse Pounders. Wicked Stepmother with Betty Davis. Think Big. Never. Oh, it has the Barbarian Brothers in it. Driving Me Crazy. Sidekicks. Oh, Sidekicks was like it was like Karate Kid, but with Chuck Norris. Let's Kill All the Lawyers. Loaded Weapon 1. How quickly we forget. Loaded Weapon. Samuel L. Jackson and Emilio Estevez. That's how deep the acting bench was that a parody movie still had Samuel L. Jackson in it. He's in the Flintstones as Hoagie. Here's a movie I've never heard of. What a great title. No Dessert, Dad, Till You Mow the Lawn. Galaxis. He's in a movie called Galaxis with Brigitte Nielsen. Fascinating. The Secret Agent Club with Hulk Hogan. That I remember. Jingle All the Way. This is really, he's plays Dementor. Snide and Prejudice. It's a Nazi movie. He's in Casper, A Spirited Beginning. He's also in Casper Meets Wendy. He plays different roles in each Casper. Foreign Correspondence. Here's another great movie title. But I'm a Cheerleader. Shadow Hours. He plays the homeless man. Bolt Neck. He's, I guess, a parody of Frankenstein. He's in another movie called Evolution. Scary Movie 2. Angel Blade. Biggest Fan. The Work and the Story. Maybe that's it? No, it can't be it. Angels with Angels. Nightmare Man. Maybe that's it. Headless Horseman. Did a lot of horror stuff. I guess when you're over like 6'5", it's like Sorority Party Massacre. BFFs. Kids versus Monsters. And his last film, because he's dead now, he's still in post-production. It's called Celluloid Wizards in the Video Wasteland, the Saga of Empire Pictures. So, there you go. String said, what's up, weirdo? What's your beef with Maven? Well, you fucking idiot. It's already old. It's already been resolved. Let's just admit that you're not up on current events. You missed the boat. You're supposed to have your finger on the pulse. And your finger was here. It was not on the pulse. You missed it. You slung your own string. And it caught nothing. Oh, just apologize. Just apologize. Lishi said, forever going to Fred and Nail, sharing wrestling-related gifts, displaying her seed now. Prisma said, did you have your pizza and baked clams while in New York this week? I did not have my pizza. I had my baked clams and stuffed artichokes. And it was great. Leo said, Howard the Duck movie isn't as bad as people make out that it was. I think there's too many high hopes. There's too high. The budget was too big for what that was. Rob said, Jack is absolutely a bad guy in Jack and the Beanstalk. He's lauded as a hero, but he's a murderer and a thief. How are the Giants walking on clouds? John said, hope there's minimal skid marks in the underwear, bro. String Slinger said, put some pants on and tell us what your beef with Maven is. This is really bad, String. I want to use String Slingers as an example. You came on here to start shit. It turns out you had no idea what you're talking about. You're months late, almost a year late. Just apologize and say, I'm sorry. I did not know what I was talking about. Don't even apologize. I'll spare you the apology. Just write, I did not know what I was talking about, and then hit send. And then we'll be even. It's fine. Man Sandy said Pluto is a great service. We're talking about Pluto. Yes. I've lost my place already. Hold on, hang tight. Pluto's a great service. I wish it didn't combine Johnny Carson, Carol Burnett, and Ed Sullivan into one channel, though. Ed Sullivan itself is a variety show. You could probably split up Ed Sullivan's. Wembley said, how many Mighty Ducks movies was there? Oh, there's been, if you were counting TV movies, it's probably closer, it's between 6 and 10. Leo said, Adam Friedland for Hey. You tell him. Mia said, to meet RJ will happen by luck, to see him around town. Joseph said, RJ, saw you outside of Arthur Ashe talking to someone. I wanted to come up, but I didn't want to be a pain. Well, your loss. John said, Howard the Duck was surprisingly good. Messani said, Slipknot's Corey Taylor is a big wrestling fan. He did not seem to give a shit about me. Nick said, I worked with Piers Morgan 15-ish years ago. He was surprisingly pleasant the whole time, even if not a fan, because the shit they do is fake. They don't even actually believe the shit they're doing, which makes it, quite frankly, even worse. Sabrina said, meeting RJ is an experience, that's for sure. Pearl Girl said, Richard Mole as a writer. Husband was a horror movie. What? He was in a movie called Cataclysm, is what you're trying to say. Avery said, my local does a show and a band. In between every match, a band for the show plays a song. It's a lot of fun, but Jesus Christ, the show's so long. Jesus. John said, if you sell roasted coffee, RJ, the slogan would be get roasted before I roast you. Miss Andy said later versions of Max Game got the 30-minute thing down. Well, once they added the wheel, it became a much tighter show. Leo said, the Bobby Dempsey? Yes, the Bobby Dempsey. Steven said, I can't get into the field of the show without coffee. Nick said, have you ever seen the games? Have you ever seen the new game show? You said games how, but I realized there's a spacing issue. The game show called The Floor. One round I saw a clip of them with them naming the object in the picture. Grown adults playing a game for 3-year-olds. Well, all games are for children. Human Adventure said, you mentioned a modern-day Jack and the Beanstalk movie. Do you remember a weird Alice in Wonderland TV movie that had Carol Channing, Red Buttons, Sherman Hemsley, Ringo Starr, and more? No, but I remember one that had Martin Short and George Wendt, and Whoopi Goldberg played the cat, and Gene Wilder was in it. I'm gonna look it up right after this. Let me get to this guy because he keeps commenting. Neil said, have you seen the Jimmy Fallon haunted house thing? Yes, I have. And it's something else. Mike said, CMLLT's Tony Storm appearing there the other day on Twitter. Yes, I believe they've announced it already. Miss Annie said, where's Harley today? I don't fucking know. Leo said, Harley is eating fairy bread and Vegemite and a Tim Tam. Racist. Yes. Avery said there's a CMLL Women's Grand Prix at the end of October too, which several women from AEW will be in. Damn, it feels good to be a lesbian wrestling fan. Blue Meanie is here. Good morning, folks. Hope everyone's doing awesome. Wonderful, Blue Meanie. It's lovely to see and hear from him. And I want to post. I will show this picture that So I was in this record store the other day in like upstate New York. We're driving through. And the guy was a huge wrestling fan and did all these signings and shit. Look who I found. A Christmas card of classic Blue Meanie. It's classic in a very questionable way. He's also barefoot. And you see the sock tan, which I find fascinating. This is, what was that show? Nikki? This is your Nikki era. It's just lovely to see him. Mike said, Meanie, congrats on the wedding. Aren't you guys going to Italy? Am I crazy? Did you go? Did I miss this shit already? Leo said, what did you wear for your Ring of Honor match? I wore my shiny gold tights. Tried my best. String says, seeing as you skipped over my question, I'll ask again, what's your beef with me? Okay, so this is, he commented a bunch, not really, and I would call him out. Now that I did it, let's see what the answers are. Christine said, I love the windy mic effect whenever RJ types. No, makes sense. I remember the trailer for Evil Speak. Wembley said, since you like horror, have you seen the UK one-off program called Ghost Watch? It was portrayed as being live and real, which caused a lot of people to freak out and caused the BBC to ban it. No, I didn't. I want to look it up now. Joe said, been watching some old D. Martin roast. If you could been At one live one, which would it be? I have to go with Red Fox or Sinatra. What drives me crazy is the Friars in New York. The Friars Club has the roast, and they have the tapes of them, and they're not public. Those private roasts, you would have guys like Jack Benny or Milton Berle, and they would be filthy because it was a closed event, and that was sort of the point of them. And they've all been recorded, but they've never been shown. I don't think legally they're allowed to, but I think they can be accessed. So I think that's my next goal, is to become a friar. But which ones did I like? I mean, the Orson Welles one is good. There's a lot of them that are like not good on the whole. They're good because of the people roasting, and it's not even about the person that they are roasting. They just go on good rants. Anytime, like, I don't think the Muhammad Ali one is that bad. I think there's a good Jerry Lewis one and the Frank Sinatra one. Susan said, wasn't But I'm a Cheerleader and Natasha Lyonne lesbian coming out story? I don't know. Can someone... Oh, Mikey said, But I'm a Cheerleader was about a conversion camp. I guess it was. I missed that movie. Leo said, I was surprised WWF didn't do a gimmick based off Shrek in 2001. Well, Golga. Have I lost my... there we go. Avery said, I just remember Saraya broke a VCR over Jamie's head. Does she know how expensive those fucking things are? I still have my VCR. Blue Meanie said, went to Ireland. I got my countries confused. Went to Ireland for a few days. It went too quickly. Can't wait to go back. Somebody needs to book this man in Ireland. Please. Leo said, does an adult saying tendies make you want to punch them in the throat? Yes. String Slingers is laughing. And then String Slingers said, he called me a fucking idiot. Okay, I kind of like you a little bit more now. See how you can mend fences by calling people fucking idiots. See how that, can broker peace. Me says, too late to apologize. Christine said, gifted 5 memberships. Susan, Chronic, Human Adventures, you all got memberships, and somebody else. String Slingers said, I'm not trying to start shit. I'm just curious. Oh, you're so full of shit. String Slingers did say, I did not know what I was talking about. Solved. Made amends. I made a new friend today. I think that's fantastic. I got to do this with more people. Thank you for being an adult about it, String. Joseph said, Richard Mole was in a Married with Children episode. He played a hitman named Gino. Prisma said, anyone else miss Harley's insane request? Oh, God, please. Lishi said, the gifts work for Christine again. All is right in the world. Sean said, I want to push back on the floor. That show was hilarious. Nonstop idiocy. Oh, they're getting floor heat here. Mia says, I like the game show The Floor. A lot of people freeze. Nell said, Prisma, I bet you've summoned Harley. Brace yourself. Emma said, I got that Alice in Wonderland movie for free in a box of cereal. Jesus. Oh, yeah, let me look that up, too. Sean said, also, Darren Corbin was a literal contestant on the floor. I think a few wrestlers were for some reason. Avery said, shows like Collision and a Half. What? Shows are like a Collision and a Half for reference. But AEW's had a few of the guys that wrestled there in dark matches. What? What are we talking about? Leah said, dresses Dr. Katz for Dynamite or 0 Hour. It's an easy costume. I know my suit, by the way, next week. No, not next week. The week after is Wrestle Dream. I got the outfit. I got new shoes. Matt Sandy said, yesterday I watched Evil Under the Sun, starring Peter Ustinov, Diana Rigg, Roddy McDowell, James Mason, and Maggie Smith. Well, I see. Mia said, cheat meal for today. I don't know if I'm going to have one. I had a pretty fucked up week for reasons I will get into later in terms of eating. And I don't know if I want one. I'll see how I feel later. I could always squeeze one out, but I don't know. I don't know what I want yet. Let's look up Alice in Wonderland. Here we go. Films and television. Okay. I mean, there's been so many for so long. There's the Disney one, obviously. So after Disney, BP Super Show was in 1962. Hanna-Barbera did a version. Television play. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. No, that can't be it. 1976. Erotic musical comedy. Alice or the Last Escapade? French fantasy film? No, it cannot be that. There's a Russian film, Gavin Miller, A Dream Child. Peter Gallagher's in it? No. Alice. No, that's a Polish one. Alice Underground. Stop motion. 2-part. Oh, let me look at this. This was made by Irwin Allen. Who's in this? Give me the cast. Red Buttons. Okay, this is the one. Natalie Gregory as Alice. Sheila Allen as Mother. Red Buttons as the White Rabbit. Sherman Hemsley as the Mouse. Donald O'Connor as the Lori Bird. Shelley Winters as the Dodo Bird. Scott Baio as Pat the Pig. Sammy Davis Jr. as the Caterpillar. Martha Ray as the Duchess. Imogene Coca as the Cook. Tilly Savalas as the Cheshire Cat. Roddy McDowell as the March Hare. Artie Johnson as the Dormouse. Jane Meadows. George Savalas. He's a younger brother. I got to look him up after. Sid Caesar as the Griffin. Ringo Starr as the Mock Turtle. We're not done. So this is 2. This is like, I don't know how to explain this. It was a 2-part made for television. So that was all the people who were in part 1. Anne Gillian as the Red Queen. Carol Channing as the White Queen. Harvey Korman as the White King. Jack Warden as the Owl. Sally Struthers is Tiger Lily. Donna Mills is the Rose. Merv Griffin is the Conductor. Patrick Duffy is the Goat. Steve Allen is the Gentleman in the Paper Suit. Pat Morita is the Horse. George Goebel is the Gnat. Edie Gourmet is Tweedledee. Steve Lawrence is Tweedledum. Carl Malden is the Walrus. Louis Nye is the Carpenter. Jonathan Winters is Humpty Dumpty. John Stamos as the Messenger. Ernest Borgnine as the Lion. Bo Bridges is the Unicorn. Don Matheson. Lloyd Bridges is the White Rabbit. This is insane. Is there like a miniseries that was a modest success? Wow. This is insane. I got to see this. Now let's look up George Savalas. Do you know what? Okay. Let me look up. For people who don't know who I'm talking about, this is Telly Savalas. Okay. You get it? Okay, great. Now I'm going to look up George Savalas. You remember seeing Telly Savalas, right? Okay, this is George. Incredible. Prisma said, I don't know if I actually want her here. I just like seeing RJ flustered and annoyed. I need to see this Alice movie. I was trying to get RJ to get MJF to wear an attire based on a Robin Williams flag. I like the Lex Luger attire he wore instead. Hope that gets an action figure. Oh, I'm sure it will. I only watch Jimmy Fallon if he has a guest I want to see, says Mia. Have you ever seen an old British entertainment show, Literally Hell? Julia said, what is the favorite country you've been to? I like Italy. If we're taking the United States out for obvious reasons. OTT is a nutty Irish fed that would definitely book the Blue Meanie. Hook the guy up, will you please? Leo said, have you ever seen one of those gross gimmick restaurants that serve bits of meat and cheese on a skeleton, and horror fans will go there because they will buy anything? It reminds me of Jekyll and Hyde's, which I used to go as a kid to a restaurant in New York. It was like the Rainforest Cafe if it was horror themed. And if you like dinner and being scared at the same time, this was really the best place. Wembley said, about being hit by a VCR, there was some promotion where someone used the GameCube as a weapon again, an expensive item today. Yeah, we're just burning through the budget. Bill Wood said, Brian Kendrick did a Price is Right as a contestant. So did Ox Baker. Avery said, that sentence made no fucking sense at all. All I've done is wake up and shower today. Prisma said, why was your week fucked up? I did a lot of specific eating. Keep your eyes peeled on Wednesday for another clue. Nell said, it's like his keyboard is wind-powered. What are we talking about? Pogo said, you're too sweet to have fucked up weeks. Red Dog said, Ruby or Statlander could dress as Dr. Katz's secretary, Laura. Mia said, speaking of Wrestle Dream, I don't like that I can't order it on Bleacher Report. I know. What the fuck do you want me to do about it? Well, I mean, you could certainly order it on YouTube, which I think is very helpful. I mean, you're here right now and you give money to it. The system is already in place. Neil says, with very Vincent Price. Welcome to Jekyll and Hyde. Care for a Reuben sandwich? Susan said, I remember Steve Lawrence as Tweedledum. I can't remember anything else except his costume. Leo said, Telly from Sesame Street or Telly Savalas. This is why I love Telly from Sesame Street, because he was a neurotic and a conspiracy theorist. And I always thought he was like pushed down in terms of marketing, like really being held down by the system. You got your Grovers and your Elmos way out front. And then, to be there really from the beginning and to be passed over for your Zoes and your Rositas. And I could say the same thing about Prairie Dawn for that matter. It hurts. It hurts. Obviously, your Guy Smileys have a novelty appeal. So I say, why not a Telly? Messani said, Telly and George Savalas did an episode of Alice together. I don't remember this George Savalas. I'm sure I've seen him and stuff, but I had no idea it was his brother. K-Bop said, morning, RJ. Leo said he ate a ton of weed, brownies, and candy. Who are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about George Savalas. Neil said, do you ever watch these streams back? I used to, in the pre-heydays, this is my heydays. I used to take clips. Oh, I could clip that, put it online. That was useful. I would never watch them back. The taped ones I've watched back. Steve Austin, David, Mario Cantone, Matt Cardona, or the Danhausen ones. Lishi said, yay, if eating lots of foods hint is what I think it is. I don't know what you think it is. Prisma said, you say you don't drink, you don't dabble with drugs. What's your vice of choice other than coffee? I have a lot of coffee. Food. Well, how many vices do I need? I do this. Isn't this enough? Leo said, did you have Vincent Price's egg magic? I wish that was real. I had a long talk the other day about villains from the Batman TV show, of which there were many. And Egghead is one that you go, gee, I wish he was in, a comic book or something of that nature. Neil said, K-Bop, awesome artist. Everyone should go look at this stuff. Let me see. While I was in that wonderful, yes, I still have it. This is amazing. While I was in that wonderful pinball place record store, I want to find the artist for this. He's got the Ric Flair playing the Joker, George the Animal Steel as Mr. Freeze. The French Angel plays the Riddler, which is ridiculous. The Penguin is Baron von Raschke. And then it has generic women and live TV's Adam West as a special guest referee. And then there's another poster I fell in love with. The same guy. The Devil Made Them Do It. And they have Ox Baker as the devil, which is incredible. The Swedish Angel, Santo, and the French Angel, a lot of angels back in the day. And Tor Johnson, not George the Animal Steel. And here's another one that I totally missed this part. And they have the Grand Wizard in it. This is just incredible. And then this one's by far my favorite. This one's called Monsters of Wrestling, not Monster Brawl. They have Andre the Giant as Bigfoot from the $6 Million Man. Again, your generic women. Wait till you see this. Mean Gene Okerlund as the Hunchback. And this is the best one. Bobby the Brain Heenan as Frankenstein. And it's like a show that he put on. Is this not just like the best poster you've ever seen in your life of anything? Mike said the pay-per-views on YouTube are so much better. Miss Hannity said Don Music is an underappreciated Sesame Street character. I agree. Leo said, did you hear the Argentinian president is hosting SNL? No, I did not. I must have missed that. Avery said K-pop does the cute Eddie art. Oh my god, yes, of course. Of course. Are we talking about the Charlie Brown ones? Any new niece pictures for Christine? No. She's gonna have to fucking wait. Blue Meanie said, has RJ ever dabbled with the jazz cabbage? I haven't, and now I want to. It's a sex move. It's a sex move. He put me on my back and gave me the jazz cabbage. It's one of those. Leo has 60-second scene request. Oh boy. Greg Valentine hosting SNL. Oh, it is a pretty good show. There's a lot of good guys. My father was tough. He was really tough, and I am tough, but not as tough as my dad. Tito Santana's a piece of shit. You know? That's pretty good. Oh, what's that? A nail on the floor? I'll get it. And I assure you my shin guard is under my suit. This episode is being directed by Ronnie Garvin. Go figure. 4. Anyway, we got a great show for you tonight. Simply Red is here. Stick around. We'll be right back. And scene. That was my Greg Valentine. Avery said, what were your thoughts on Claudio's new evil fucked up theme? A little terrifying. Was not ready for it. Let me put it that way. Pogirl said posters. You could look at posters forever. Oh, Blue Meanie just wanted to type jazz cabbage. Well, here we are. Emma said, I only know Torque Johnson from the Beast of Yucca Flats. That's where you should know him. Lee said, the Russian Grand Wizard, to be clear, not the other Grand Wizard. I can't believe I said there's too many Grand Wizards. Matt Sandy said, someone in the front row of Grand Slam had a Grand Wizard shirt. I missed that completely. Nell said, I was expecting something awful. Joseph said, I almost forgot I was sitting like 2 seats away from Matt Camp at Dynamite. He gave you a shout out on his YouTube show. I got to go back and fucking listen to it. Kevin Featherstone is enjoying some jazz cabbage right now. This is scat related. Avery said, I love you, legal jazz cabbage. What the fuck are we talking about? Leo said, do you like Jamie Hayter's new 70s wardrobe? I mean, not for me. I don't think we have the same hips. Neil said, Matt Camp, formerly a famous French television program, Le Boom. We love him. And Penny. Prisma said, if you had a match with anyone from the current AW roster, who would you want to be booked against and why? Nick Wayne. I don't need to explain why. Blue Meanie said, RJ's Greg Valentine needs to be a regular thing. Yep, it's a hit. The second it came out of my mouth, I thought, this is the start of something. We're really, because no one's doing it. So many people have been asking for anyone to do an impression of Greg Valentine. And I'm the only one who took the risk. And I want to be appreciated for that. Nell said, please say Renee. Prisma said, jazz cabbage is weed, RJ. No, it's not, Prisma. It's a sex. It's a sex thing. I don't know what jazz cabbage you're doing, but I assure you I'm doing it the right way. Slicing the head, slicing the jazz cabbage open, and making fucking julienne. Cold Bladder said, thank you for being amazing on every hate. It's not me, it's the guests. I want to have that fucking boom guy on if he keeps poking his head around. Let's see if I can, ruin his joy for life. Loki said, Magic the Gathering new rules said that you cannot play a holographic RJ City card. That's fine. Too powerful or something. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Lishi is laughing. Miss Annie said, I saw a comedian last week whose act was basically talking about being gay, and she sounded like Sebastian Maniscalco. Sounds good to me. What are these people? Gay? What do you think they're doing in there? Being gay? Christine said, you make coleslaw out of that jazz cabbage. That's for sure. Nick said, jazz cabbage is a finishing move. Gina said, only on this show would I hear the term scat used casually. And it could mean jazz or shit equally. Nell said, Ann Rob is giggling. Bill said, next on the Food Network, jazz cabbage. That's my favorite Charles Mingus album. Jazz cabbage. Leo said, do you like Tony Atlas's weird face stomping stuff? I respect how open he is with it. Do I get it? No. But that's why it's a fetish. Do I share it? No. I wish I could just be as open. Like, do you accept myself like that? And to that end, I'm like, God bless that man. Sean said, I'll never think of the devil's lettuce the same way again. The devil's playing jazz, my friend. Nell said he's caught up the anxiety. Well, we're almost done. DJ Clive said, what's your real opinion of Renee's sense of fashion? I don't think it's a sense. I think there's an air of desperation to it. There's please let me be important. And I'm saying I'm keeping a bunch of standard looks, and I'm keeping them a certain way, a simplicity, an understatedness, and she's very me. Pogo said, be careful what you say. It's usually a metaphor for something illegal or dirty. What do you want me to do? James said, Jazz Cabbage made some groovy coleslaw. Now that's sweet. Hey, man, let's have some of that groovy coleslaw, as the guy says in the orange van. James said, hey, RJ, Godspeed and God bless. I got like 4.5 minutes. Leo said, Tony's when you get those weird people on fetish sites with their actual clear faces as a profile picture. And you got to respect it, though, because you're doing it. You have an alias. You have a picture of a car. KB Bob said, the better Renee's outfit, the better the pay-per-view is going to be. Quay said, I'm having Jazz Cabbage for breakfast. Jesus Christ. Nail said, will the Chiefs win today? Give me an expert opinion. In the beginning, they'll do great. And then towards the end, they'll drop off. Sabrina said, I love Renee's style. Okay, go tell her. Boomini said, now coming down the aisle from Louisiana, Jackie Jazz Cabbage. Hey, Jackie Jazz, what's going on? And that's his catchphrase is, what's going on? Mia said, Tony Atlas said someone grabs his pecker. Well, I would, okay. Leo said, fetishes are always the most weird random things. That's, by definition, what makes them fetishes. Leo said, balloons and stuff. Shouldn't you be so fucking lucky, Leo, to get aroused at a balloon? Just sitting at home, just blowing them up. The fetish is so funny where it's like, and then when, I don't understand, there's no sex part here. Isn't it like weird stuff and then sex? Christine said, should I do my practice 5K this morning? Christine, you should have fucking done it already. It's never too late. You should have fucking done it at 6 a.m. If you do it at 6 a.m., you can do it whenever you're supposed to have the race. Go fucking do it. Leave now. Don't even watch the end of the show, Christine. Put on your shoes and leave. Leo said, I'm not into balloons. Your loss. Mia said, purple Jazz Cabbage. Avery said, at this point, you should go for an even more colorful outdoor workshop for the pay-per-views. And then, Taz will yell at me. Leo said, balloons are bad for the environment. Reason said, this is the first one of these things I've made, and I've got to say the tenor is somewhat different than what I was expecting. Not that I'm complaining. This is weird. Emma said, that's a very aggressive motivational speech. Sabrina said, everyone buy your shirts, shopaw.com. My shirts and the wrestling shirts, even though I got to split them. Julie said, any phobias apart from spiders? Yeah, life. Christine's going to go practice her 5K. Says RJ says this is fans for an hour. Prisma said, have a good week, everyone. Christine said, put on your shoes and leave, like one of those signs you see in Marshalls. Oh, yes, those wooden ones. Leo said, does a Christmas fetish exist? They built a whole religion around it. Well, this is generally speaking been the program. Thank you to everyone who's buying this, even though I'm not going to see a nickel. Go. Whatever you're doing right now, stop. Even before her 5K. Beast Mortos. Hey, AEW. Go like it. Go watch it. Go comment. Go share. Go tell AEW that Beast Mortos is fantastic. Go tell Beast Mortos that Beast Mortos is fantastic. That guy should strap a rocket to that guy. He's my kind of fella, as far as I'm concerned. Sean said, great stream. Thank you. Love you all. What's coming up this week? Dynamite's 5th anniversary. Big happening things in Pittsburgh, my old stomping grounds. Everyone's saying have a great weekend, blah, 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 all that bullshit. Let's get a final look at this. Sounds good to me. Midnight Blue. What do you say? And in the meantime, everybody, go enjoy your Jazz Cabbage. Godspeed.